Let's go.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Sorry, I was a little bit late. I'm catching up on your comments. I'm still trying to situate. I actually kind of forgot. It got away from me. I was working on some stuff and all of a sudden it was like 2 minutes before I was to go live. So I'm a little frazzled, but we'll get jumping into everything. So let me just catch up on the comments here real quick. So I see Rhonda and Mary and Deborah and Rita's here. Wonderful. Who else do we have? Thankful Nana Diane. Hello from Utah. Well, thank you for joining today. You said this is your first live. How long do they usually last? That can vary. That really can vary. I aim for an hour. Let's put it like that. I aim for an hour, but I have been known to go over. So, hello, Beth. So I have two moderators in the comments today. I love that. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. Hello, Allison. Okay, I think I kind of caught up on some of the comments. So drop me a line. Let me know everything is looking good and you can hear me okay, other than my stuffiness that apparently is taking over my household. I'm chalking it up to all allergies, and I could talk about that in a minute. But hello, Beth and Vicky and Christina. Great. Thank you guys for popping in. I know, again, it was like a 24-hour notice. I'm so sorry for that. Just kind of was like I found a little spot of time in my week and thought I would pop in. So, my first live with you, Sue says. Well, welcome, Sue. I'm glad to have you here. All right, good vibes and sunshine. I love that. That is a great phrase because you could see by my sleeveless that it has been gorgeous in Wisconsin. I did see somebody ask where I'm from, and I am in Wisconsin. And it has been gorgeous, gorgeous weather. So out the tank tops come, but got my stretchy pants, got to stay comfortable. So everything looks and sounds great. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. Deborah Davis, welcome. Loud and clear. All right. So I couple things I want to point out first because I'd gotten some emails, people asking me when I go live if I have a regular schedule. And I'm sorry, guys, I don't have a regular schedule. I tried, but it just really depends on where I'm at in my workload for the week. It depends on Dalton, how he's feeling, and just how my week is playing out. So I've tried the whole schedule thing, and unfortunately, I just kind of pop in when I can. I try to get in once a week. Um, and sometimes that doesn't even happen, but I try to pop in. And another thing I want to point out is I use my community tab on my YouTube page a lot. To me, Instagram is unpredictable. Even YouTube is actually unpredictable. Facebook is unpredictable. But there are two things that I consistently do, and that is my community tab. Excuse me if I have to take drinks or pause because my throat gets really dry this week. But yes, community tab on my YouTube homepage. I post there a lot. The video description should be updated. I did throw in some links to some products I think I'm going to be working on today. And in there is a link for my newsletter. I try to send out a newsletter sometimes the night before, sometimes the morning of my lives, but I consistently post when I'm going to go live on that community tab, my Facebook page, and also that newsletter. So if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, that is a surefire way to find out if I'm doing crafty D stash boxes or when I'm going live. I try not to cram your inbox with too much newsletter stuff, but those are the ways to really know what's going on with me and my channel. So I have the link in the video description to sign up for the newsletter. So if you want to keep in touch, please subscribe because algorithms, I can't stand algorithms. And that's just the best way to know what's going on. Hello, Beth from South Dakota. Great. Okay, yes, notifications too. Absolutely. Notifications. Commenting helps in various ways. Commenting on anybody's video really just it helps not only the subscriber, but it, I'm finding the more I'm like commenting or watching somebody's videos, the more they're popping up into my news feed. So that's a good way too. And yes, you can always watch the replay. And I appreciate anybody that does watch the replays and drop comments. I read every single comment on my YouTube channel. All right, guys. So that was a lot of blabber out of me. I'm going to drop down to my tabletop and we're going to get started. So let me find my buttons for that. Yay, all works. All right, so I had you, or I had the people that were in the community tab. What do I got back there? My phone and my paper towel. Vote on what you wanted me to work on today, and you guys picked Pretty Pink Posh. So actually, not sure if you're aware, but I do what they're doing now are sneak peek videos. So it's kind of a countdown to their release. So you can always catch those over on the Pretty Pink Posh YouTube channel. And they also have a grand reveal. And I do those videos for Pretty Pink Posh. So I do have some samples here I wanted to show you quick before I jump into what I'm going to create with. And yeah, so I'm going to quick walk through the release. It is a beautiful, just spring, summery, just happy vibes release. So I will jump into that. I do have a regular link that just goes right to Pretty Pink Posh if you want to just check out Pretty Pink Posh release. And then I do have that's listed down below in the video description. And then I also have excuse me, links to some of the supplies I might use today. I need a drink. Where is the community tab? So the community tab, if you were to, like if you're on my YouTube channel or on a particular video, click on my name to take you to my main YouTube page. And that main YouTube page is going to bring up all of my videos. And you can click on videos, you can click on the lives tab. So there's a bunch of tabs at the top of my actual YouTube screen. And there's a community tab in there. If you are scrolling on your phone, which it seems like a huge percentage of people scroll on their phone for YouTube, you'll see the community posts. It doesn't really pop up on the computer, but if you're scrolling on your phone, the community tabs do, or community posts do pop up. So I hope that explains that. Thank you, Betsy, for signing up for my newsletter. I appreciate that. All right, so let's jump in real quick. So first, I want to show you, I should just bring this screen over here. 1 second. And I can see what I am doing. Okay. There we go. Now I can see everything. Yay. All right. So we're going to start with the stamps for the Pretty Pink Posh release. This is their upright greetings. If you have seen anything from Pretty Pink Posh, they've been doing a lot of these upright greetings, which are really, really great for tags. And I have an example that shows it that I really have been loving. So this is the upright greetings occasion. It's hard for me to see. It's kind of small letters. So this is the occasion. There's no coordinating die with it, but I always have this handy. This is the sentiment strips die that is available through Pretty Pink Posh. And these fit a variety of length sentiments. You have some skinny ones, you have some scallops and some stitching. So if you get any of the upright greetings, I do highly recommend picking up the sentiment strips as well. That is not new, but it is really handy. then there is this fantastic sentiment set. This is the friend greetings stamp set. You're the best. Hello, friend. You're an amazing friend. You're my favorite. Cherish our friendship and forever friend. Plus some flowers here as well. And there's coordinating dies for the sentiments. I love that. I love when companies do that. There's also the coordinating dies for some of these flowers as well. So that's a quick look at that one. We have this sweet teapot set. So this is called Tea Time. You have your teapot here. I mean, who doesn't think of Beauty and the Beast when you see a teapot? I mean, really. We have a teapot. You have some flowers that you can decorate. There's a couple teacups. This one has like a scalloped edge to it, a slice of cake, a spoon. Your sentiments we have, you're my cup of tea. I mean, come on, that's so sweet. A cup of thanks, you're terrific. Now you can have enjoy your special day, have a special day, or you are special. So, really great ways to mix and match there. Then we have the coordinating dies for all of the images, plus special day, which die cuts out those two words separately. So you can use those, have a special birthday, you can do things like that. That is your tea time set. I know, aren't they so adorable? It is so great. And she has just the sweetest fonts. One of my favorites from the release, this is the Hummingbird Floral. So of course you got some sweet hummingbirds on here. I don't have any hummingbirds outside my window, but they are so gorgeous. Plus these beautiful flower arrangements. And then we have the sentiments like thinking of you, hello friend. You could do just a note or a little note. Now for the coordinating dies, you do have them for all of the images. And then you have it for the word note. And I love that I can take like these skinnier sentiments and just stamp them directly onto the card and then have the word note be popped up. And these are just so pretty. I have a card project where I colored them in and I enjoyed myself so much coloring those in. It is a super cute set. All right. So that was stamps. Oh, I forgot. I did have this. This is the teapot set. I just kind of quickly colored it in. When I'm doing examples and just trying to showcase on the Pretty Pink Posh YouTube channel, I keep the coloring pretty simple. I try not to get too carried away. I don't want it to look intimidating by any means. So this is the teapot set and that sweet piece of cake. This is the Hummingbird set. I did it in this is actually a very light purple that I outlined it with just to give it some color. And then I made these white flowers. So those are two really sweet sets. There was also, oh, no, didn't get to it yet. Okay. So let's see here. Quickly go over. I don't want to take up too much of your time because this is available on the Pretty Pink Posh channel. But in case you haven't seen it yet, there's 3 new stencils. This one is the Layered Blooming Vines. This is super sweet. So that's what that one would look like. You have the layer for your vines and then for the flowers. Then we have, oh, this is a really pretty one, Layered Daffodils. Believe this one might be a 3-piece stencil if I remember correctly. Where did my daffodils go? Oh, so pretty. Those daffodils are just the prettiest. So springy, so happy. So those are the daffodils. And then we have teacups, a layering teacup set. That would go great with the tea time. And that's what that would look like. So just to kind of give you a quick look at these stencils. And the die sets. Oh, I forgot one in here. Sorry, I forgot one of these stamp sets. This is a simple thanks. So this is just a nice, sweet 3x4 stamp set with the foliage and the flowers. I did color these and die cut it out because I thought they were so pretty. So I'm gonna hang on to those. And then the thanks, thank you, and there's the coordinating dies for all of those as well. Betsy says, I like when you stamp out the set. It's much easier to see what's included. I think so too, Betsy. That's why I do it. I was never asked to do that when I started doing stuff for Pretty Pink Posh, but I'm a visual person. And sometimes you really just need to see it stamped or colored in at least. And like I said, I try to keep the coloring really simple so it doesn't feel overwhelming. And there are a few new dice sets. I'm just going to kind of briefly go over these, and then I do have a few card examples for them. So you have a vase shaker, which is great for some flowers. Shadow box. This is super simple to put together. I did kind of briefly go over it on the Pretty Pink Posh YouTube channel, so definitely check that out. Teacup shaker. This is really, really cute. Spring floral. I'm actually going to pull it off on the side because I might use that. The notched squares. This is really great if you have a stenciled background and you just kind of want to give some separation between maybe your die cut or stamped images and between that stencil background. So you have your notched squares. The scalloped pierced plate. This is great for just kind of some subtle texture in the background. And then the floral wreath builder. So I do have card examples. Oh, I'm going to pull that one out because I might use some flowers from that. So this is one of the cards I have using that sentiment set. And then this is that floral wreath. And you can see in the background there, it's that scalloped pierced background. Just so, so pretty. So that was that one. We have the teacup shaker. This is actually an older stencil background. I can't remember what it's called, but it is a Pretty Pink Posh stencil. Just decorated my teacup with some flowers. Here are one of the sentiments, and then die cut out with the sentiment strips. You're terrific. Oh, these are so fun with shaker beads. They move so fast. We have our vase shaker. So this one I filled with some seed beads from Pretty Pink Posh. She also has a whole bunch of these, what are they called? Like confetti mixes. And this one happens to be a really, really light blue. I thought it was really kind of perfect for the vase. And then these are off of the spring floral set. So you can create that arrangement back there. And it's got all that stitching on the flowers too. So another fun shaker. This one uses the teacup set. So this is where I mentioned the notched squares make a great way to kind of pull everything into the center and separate it from your images. It's a great kind of, what do we want to call it? Like a landing place for your sentiments and your images. What's the word I want to use? Not landing. I'll think of it. Grounding. I also used it here and I created a frame. So this is using the hummingbirds. I had so much fun coloring them in. I thought they came out pretty darn cool. And that one's got that scalloped in the background again. And, oh, so this is that shadow box. Let's move that off on the side. This is that shadow box. And this is where I mentioned that those upright greetings work so cute like this. I did this on a carrot shaker card, I think, not too long ago. But I just thought that was super sweet. These just hang down like that. I like how they're kind of, one is short and one is long. And then inside, I just simply decorated it with some flowers in there. It folds up nice. Oh, I had to readjust it so it's not folding up, but it does fold up nice. So that is the shadow box, which was super cute. So that was a kind of a brief, okay, I just took up 20 minutes. That's a brief rundown. Where is my other card? I have one more that has hummingbirds on it, and I don't know where I put it. I'll find it later. Let's jump in to creating. So while I'm getting set up, are there any questions that you guys have? Let me move that on the side. Oh, this was one more, because this is what I'm going to use today. This is the, oh, what did she call it? Stitched Hummingbirds. So this is a die cut piece. So this is what I'm going to be using today. Barbara, you don't have a single upright greeting. You need some. Honestly, I didn't think I would like them until I actually used it. And then I'm like, why have I not been using these sooner? So this is what I'm going to work with today. I went ahead and die cut everything out of white cardstock. And there's something really neat I want to show you about this. Look at my, oh, there it is. This is my hummingbird card. It was with all my pieces. So we can do them in the two different directions. So I'm going to create something similar to this, but that's the hummingbirds. And let me just grab out of my tray here all of my pieces. I have a feeling I'm going to lose my eyes. Yep. Oh, there's one. Such little guys. There's the other one. You'd love to see more with the shadow box. Okay. Love all the projects. Thank you guys. Georgina loves hummingbirds. I know, aren't they so pretty? Whoops. Thankful Nana Diane just watched my incredible bird feeder video. Thank you. That was really fun to create. I think that's casting a shadow. Let's move that. All right, so the bird feeder die does create, not bird feeder, now I got bird feeder on my mind, stitched hummingbirds. So you're gonna get a hummingbird going in each direction. And then we got different parts for the wings, both for each bird. And I like how she did that. We also have these pieces for the bodies or the bellies. So I'm gonna line that up. And I just did all these out of Hammermill Cardstock. And I will do some ink blending. So that's for the other hummingbird. There's my wings. Now we have this set of wings. Just picking out which direction, but there's kind of something fun I want to show you about these wings. And then you have your tail, and then we have their beaks. So the beaks and the eyes, I'm going to just leave these up here so I don't lose them. I did out of a glossy black cardstock. So I'm not going to worry about ink blending those small pieces. Now you can see with the die, you're getting them like in each direction for each bird, but it's two pieces on one plate. So I'm thankful she does that so we don't lose any of these small pieces. It's just easier to handle. I struggle picking up and moving small dies, so I really appreciate that she does that. Now, with the wings, they would layer on top like this. So you can do all one color. You could make these different colors. But what I think is really cool, I'll come back to the comments in just a second, is so you could do this for your hummingbird. So you could have the wings be like that. Or if we move that one and bring in this one, you can have your bird with the wings kind of going out on each side. So I love that you have that option. I think that's just giving you more ways to use the hummingbird. But I think for today, I'm going to just keep them to their designated sides. Okay, let me check on the comments here, make sure I didn't miss anything. You're a little late, Arletta. No, you are not late, Arletta. I am actually just getting into the card project I'm going to make today. Sorry, I was just checking over your guys' comments, making sure I didn't miss anything here. Liking some of my recent videos. Kelly, thank you so much. Valerie has the birthday and Valentine upright greetings, hoping to buy the Halloween, Christmas, and new occasions. That is awesome. All right, I don't think I'm seeing any questions that I missed, so I'll try to keep up a little bit better on my questions. So let's do some ink blending. And what was I going to do? Can't remember now. Let's maybe do, oh, what color should we make our hummingbird? Maybe multicolor? Should we do some multicolor ones? Maybe a pink, purple, and blue? Sorry, I know this could probably be an eyesore. This is my Altenew 9x12 sticky mat to hold my die cuts in place, and it's getting well loved. It does stain, obviously, but that's okay. Hi, Barb. Not a problem. I appreciate you guys popping in, whether it's late or not. I appreciate you stopping in. Let's see. Let's grab. Oh, what do I want to do? Let's do this. Excuse me 1 minute while I grab my brushes. All right. Grab that. 1 second. Oh, okay. I was actually trying to turn some lights on in the background. They're not turning on. So I think I'll start with this light teal, aqua and blue. Yep, I was thinking aqua blue, maybe some pinks or purples. Yes, I know, Kelly. I honestly struggle with staining. I really do, but I'm embracing it a little better. Okay, we'll start. You can't go wrong with starting with aqua. Aqua and purple, maybe we'll start with. I just had a little rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle. I'm going to kind of get my brushes cleaned up and warmed up. You're going to be in the area on Saturday for a funeral. Well, I'm so sorry you have to attend a funeral, Barb. That is never a good reason to make a visit. All right, so yeah, we'll start with this aqua. Aqua and purple. I'm tapping off a lot of the ink. I don't want to come in too strong. Actually, I might be better off. Actually, I'm gonna, sticky mats are great, but sometimes, let's just do this first. Sometimes it's a little easier to do it just on the glasswork surface. I can get my thing. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, if I have room to hold my die cut piece, then I will just die cut or color right on there. So I don't want them to be completely covered. I kind of just want it to fade off. Kind of like that. Kathy asks if I have a tutorial for the shadow box. I don't, but I did show how to assemble it on the Pretty Pink Posh YouTube channel. So every month when they have a release, I do the introduction videos over there, and I walk through in detail these stamp sets, going through every single greeting and the dies. And a lot of times I am showing you how to assemble some of those things. So in this case with the shadow box, I do briefly go over the assembly. It's super, super easy. I almost did that today, but kind of wanted to do these hummingbirds. Oh, 96. That is a well-lived life. So let's, maybe I'll wait on that. Let's do let's try this. Let's do a little blue here. On that side, we'll do it. Yeah, I'll just do one at a time. Make sure this is what I want to do. And there. And I think I'll do it to the wings. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with aqua and purple. So this part's actually going to get covered up. So I'm not too worried about that part right there. Just do it kind of lightly. And this side. I apologize if I'm sounding kind of stuffy today. It's all, I think, starting to hit me. All right, that was Cookie Monster from Tailored Expressions. Didn't know what colors I was using, so I don't have the colors linked just yet. And let's go. No, I think I'm going to start with the lavender glaze. And what do I want to do? All right, I'll start with lavender glaze, but I'll step it up once I know how dark that is. So let's just clean up this excess ink. Yeah, so yesterday was quite busy. I had to go to the DMV, get my real ID because I hadn't done that yet. And I am taking a trip next month. So I needed to get that taken care of. And then came back from that and took my son to the doctor because he was sick again. He's actually been sick for a little while, and I was giving him some allergy medicine, and it just didn't seem to be working. So I took him in. He was complaining of a sore throat, which Dalton doesn't complain of sore throats very often. So I took him in, and yep, just allergies. So the doctor gave me a liquid for him to drink, gave me eye drops because his eyes looked really bad yesterday, and then a nasal spray. So we're gonna, and then my eyes started acting up. So I think I maybe may have allergies as well. Okay, so this is lavender glaze. I'm gonna come in on the other side. I also probably have a lot of leftover ink on here from other colors, so that's probably why it's coming in pretty dark. But let's do that. I love when purple and blue overlap. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, he's kind of had a rough go these last couple months. He was just sick not that long ago. But we're just kind of chalking it up to allergies, I guess. Doctor said there's no need for any other tests. He didn't feel that anything else would be wrong. So, and he hasn't had a fever. So, all right. I love when the purple and that blue overlap. 'Tis the season for allergies. Yes, very much so. A little bit of purple down there. I think I seen somebody ask about the tutorial for the shadow box again. And yes, Beth, I believe did link the Pretty Pink Posh YouTube channel, which is where the tutorial is. And I do have Beth and Amrita are both moderators on my channel. They are super helpful. They are helping answer questions that I'm missing as I'm creating and also providing links. So thank you, Amrita and Beth, for doing that for me. So they are super helpful there for questions and links. So how are we looking here? I might come in with that darker purple just because I lost some of my blue there on that one wing. Sherry, did somebody ask about Dalton's age? Is that where that's coming from? Dalton is 14, I think. gonna be 15. I might have to start writing that down because I think I get asked that in every live and I have to think. All right, how's that looking? I think let's bring in maybe a dark purple. Let's try the dark purple on the tail. Ooh, that's gonna be super dark. Super dark. But I kind of like it. Kind of like it. Oh, it just pops. Everything just pops there with that. That's so nice. Yep, and they also, my moderators, because they're awesome, they keep track of supplies that I'm using, like my colors of inks or any tools. And then they shoot me an email at the end and let me know to update my supply list. Never knew I needed a moderator until I got one. It does really help. Oh, jelly donut. That is the magic color right there. Is jelly donut. Let's do this. I could get out my detail brushes too, I think. It might help a little bit. There's that. Oh, that's so pretty. Like that. What do you guys think? The dark purple there? Should we throw a little bit onto our hummingbird too? Oh, that's the magic, people. That's right there. Look at that. That's magic. Okay, I did purple there. Let's grab that Cookie Monster again. Right? That just totally pops. So let's grab that Cookie Monster again. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so now I do have to, oh, let's go ahead and get this guy. Now I can do the other ones because I know what the magic recipe is going to be. Thank you, Stellar Crafts by Pam. Thank you so much. She says, I always do great color combos. I try. I do sometimes kind of lean on favorites. But oh, that's really pretty. Oh, what was I doing? You know what I did? I did my purple brush with, oh, I'm so mad at myself. My purple brush with Cookie Monster. So I am going to spray some rubbing alcohol on my towel and try and get that ink off. I mean, it still came out pretty cool. But that was not the brush I wanted. Well, he is pretty though. Too many brushes on my table. 2 is too many brushes on my table. Let's wipe that up real quick. Right? Dawn Lee says, I love the color names, Cookie Monster and Jelly Donut. Yes, Taylor is well known for creating ink colors that make you want to eat. Yes. Very fun names. Thank you, Megan. Megan says, you are really good at using purples. I do love my purples. Okay, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the body yet. So let's just go ahead and work on the other wings. So did I grab the right thing? I got blue ink and a blue brush. I can try to get it right this time. So those are my larger wings. Get that blue on there. Looks like I have some paper hairs. Okay, and the smaller wings. See, I know my card is probably going to be pretty simple, so I can take my time on my wings. I wasn't going to go overly adventurous. I'm actually going to pull out one of my favorite stencils that she just recently released. And then we have the tail. So yeah, sticky mats are helpful. I do love my sticky mat for stencils, but sometimes I struggle with the ink blending just because my brush gets stuck to the sticky mat. But I'll probably use it here shortly because I do have a stencil in mind. Clean that up. Roberta, hi Roberta. She says she had a hummingbird feeder at the camera feeder with green and blue hints on the head and back. That sounds gorgeous. I was actually looking up, I was Googling hummingbirds because I was like, what color am I going to do? I did the greens. Where was it? I did the bright greens, which came out really pretty. I was like, I want to do something different. It's hard for me to recreate the same card because I like to just change things up and experiment with colors. You just ordered a gel plate to use as a sticky mat. Oh, am I grabbing the right one? Like an actual jelly, like jelly plates that they use for background techniques. I'm sure it could work similarly. I think they're a little squishier. They're not made out of the same material, but that's interesting. You have to let me know how that turns out. Let's see. Purple is on the outer wings. Oh, so good. I love that. Can you guys see this okay, or do I need to zoom in a little bit? I always kind of forget I have a zoom in feature. A little bit there. Then we'll come here. See, I put the purple on the outer edge. I used it once and it worked well. That's great to know. That is good to know. And a little there. And on my tail. Oh gosh, that's so good. Let's come back to my hummingbird here. Give him a little bit more purple. Okay, so now, all right, so those colors for that were Lavender Glaze, Jelly Donut, and Cookie Monster. If you were looking to try those colors out, or if you have something similar in your collection. Okay, so what should I do for the belly? What do you guys think? What should I do for the belly? Should I maybe stick to a light blue? Hi, Irma. Good morning. Good morning. Wipe that up. All right. Any ideas? Zoom in. Sorry, I missed that. I'll zoom in a little bit. Any ideas for the belly? Get that in there. While I'm waiting for those comments to come through, I'm going to take a drink. Oh, throat is so dry. I've been eating mints a lot lately. Helps with my throat. So here is what we're looking like so far. If this helps. Oh, and apologize, my bare nail. Right before I went live, my nail came off. And I didn't have time to fix it. So this is how we're looking so far. Oh, you guys, that's so good. Lavender, green, light green. I mean, worst case scenario, I could die cut another one if I don't like it. I think I do like the green because the green would work well with the blues and the purples. Now, which green? Should we try a lime zest? Pink. Pink has your vote too. I could do pink. Oh, you know what? I think you guys are right. I think pink would look really good there too. So let's grab, all right, we'll try a pink. I see a couple pinks. Green. Oh, you guys. I think they both would work well. Okay. All right, so we have pink or green. I don't think, honestly, either one would be bad. And if I knew how to do a poll, I would take a poll, but I don't know how to do that. So I've seen another for pink. Green. Okay. Next color that pops up, that's what I'm doing. Pink, green. Which one's going to pop up first? Green. All right. That was the next one I saw. I don't think it'd be wrong either way. So let's tap off a lot of the excess because I don't want it to be like really, I don't want it to overpower the rest of the colors. So just very, very lightly coming in. Making it a little bit darker on the edge. Green, 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 pink. I'll have to look that up sometime in my late night stuff, is how to do the casting a vote thing, the polls. Never looked into it. And there's the other one. So yeah, this is definitely a limey green. Really pops. Yeah, he looks good. So you can't go wrong though, whether you use pink or green, I don't think you can go wrong. So that was Lime Zest. And we can work on assembly. Put my brushes back. That was a really pretty color combination. 10 minutes till the top of the hour, which means I am probably going over the hour mark today. So if you guys are hanging in there with me, I appreciate it. And again, thank you for stopping in today, or if you're catching the replay. There. Oh, maybe I won't use those flowers. All right, so you guys are talking about fingernail polish, I think I see in the comments. I have been using, oh, wait 1 sec, I need some liquid glue. I have been using Olive and June's Gel Mani system, and I love it. It takes a lamp. So it's a gel polish. You paint it on just like a regular nail polish. And you, I mean, there's specific instructions, but you put your hand under a UV lamp or whatever it's called, and it sets the polish. And I have been loving it. I use their peel off base coat, and it usually lasts about a week. The only time I have issues is like the one time I trimmed my nails and I knew I probably should not have done that with that nail polish on, because that kind of led it to peeling off. And this one, it was something when I was doing the application, I think I was just being a little lazy. So that's why my thumb popped off. But what I really liked is I've had this on for probably about 5 days and I have no discoloration, and it did not ruin my nail. So I was really excited. I know it's the crafting video, but I do get asked a lot about nail polish, so I thought I'd just share that with you guys. Okay, there's my tail. Let's pop my wings together. I know the gel polish, I really love it. It's a professional look. And I did have times where, you know, something came up because I didn't do the application right. And I could just redo the nail and everything still looked brand new. There was no wear and tear. I have been very, very happy with it. You always use gel polish. I had tried some in the past, and when I went to go take off the gel polish, it literally destroyed my nail. So I was a little hesitant, but I have really been liking their new gel polish. I actually just got some new colors in. So that's why right before the live, I'm like, you know what? I'm just leaving it because I want to put new colors on. All right, so there's our wings. Let's grab one of the beaks. So again, I did the beaks out of a glossy black cardstock. You could also ink blend them or die cut it from a dark uh, black or gray colored cardstock, whatever you want to make your beaks. Cap the edge with a top coat. I did, but I'm really bad at that too. Is it Chrislyn? Says if I can, and this is nail polish talk, if I cap the edge with the top coat, I'll get 2 weeks wear. I'm not good at capping my nails. I really am not. All right, so here's one of our, oh, you guys look at how pretty that is. Oh, those colors. Is that my camera? Hold on. Sorry, shaking my camera. I don't know what that light is that's up there. Anyway, shiny object, got distracted. Let's put the other one on. So what are you guys thinking of these hummingbirds? Or are you doing any shopping today? Anything catch your eye? Or is there anything you want to see close up again out of the release? I do have the whole release, so if there's something you want to see more close up, I can certainly bring that back out. I know we've had quite a few questions on the shadow box, so I can bring that example back in if you want. Thank you guys. Whoops. And I kind of gave up stressing about not getting done in an hour. Used to stress me out. Either that or I'm just way too laid back today with my head being stuffy. There's one wing. And that one to layer over the top. Thank you all for the wonderful comments. Again, I do have like a basic supply list linked down below in the video description. I also have a general link if you're just heading over to Pretty Pink Posh to shop their latest release. This release just went live this morning. So I do have that there, and I will update with all the ink colors and things like that after the live is done. I will also take pictures of the finished card project to share that with you. And those will get posted after the live is done. And then the comments for replay, that will show up a little later on after YouTube finishes processing the video. Yeah, I kind of wondered, Maggie says, who says you only get an hour? And I think that was just kind of like, I don't know if it's an unknown or unspoken thing that lives should go an hour. I think that's just kind of because I don't want to say like attention span, but after an hour, people do start to kind of fizzle out. They got to get to work. They got to get back to their life. And I usually will have lives going on in the background while I work. I know it is really hard to complete a card in an hour. Okay. Oh, I didn't glue them down. So her wings are a little bit darker than this one. That's okay. There's that. The longer, the better. Thank you, Kathy. And, oh, getting glue all over the place. And then we'll pop that in. So there. Oh, they are so pretty. Come on, camera. Look at those colors. You know what I should do? I should like add some like shimmer pen or shimmer spray to the wings or something. Let me clean up my glue. You like long crafting streams. Clean that glue off so it doesn't stick to everything. Okay, and let's get my eyes on there. So I'm gonna add a dot of glue. So I did save my eyes. I think also if you have some black gems, that would be really pretty. Some really small black pearls. And just picking that up with this wax tip. So that makes it really easy. Oh, that's really nice. Turned out kind of better than I thought. And the glue I have is the Gina K Designs Connect Glue in a fine tip bottle. Can't remember if I linked it or not, but oh, those are so good. I love that. Those are super, yes. Good point. Amarita says little enamel dots would work great for eyes too. They certainly would. So that is my 2 hummingbirds. Now for a background, black gel pen. Absolutely. Okay, I love this stencil. Let me zoom out just a smidge. Come on, one more. There we go. I love this stencil. I used this, I think, in one of my other lives behind a stenciled background. And it's just, I just love this look. I think that's really pretty. And I'm thinking of using the same colors that I did for the hummingbirds. Is what I'm thinking. So let's bring out the sticky mat once again. And pretty sure I have the stencil linked. It's the watercolor oval. You heard the black gel pens were going to stop being produced. Interesting. I did not hear that. Of course, I don't really use mine that often, so it probably wouldn't hurt my feelings much. All right, make sure that's not wet. I need a piece of white cardstock. Which I didn't have any cut down. So I'm gonna just trim this down to 4 1/4. I usually have my cardstock trimmed down into 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch panels, but I am behind on getting my cardstock prepped. Okay, so that's 4 1/4 by 5.5. It's just some Hammermill cardstock. And then I'm gonna line up the oval stencil. Just wanna try and get it so it's fairly centered, which is off. Let's go up a little bit. There. So that way my sticky mat will hold that down for me, but I'm still gonna take some Post-it tape and add it at the top, just in case I decide not to trim this down. Now, where did I put those colors? So I did Lime Zest, Cookie Monster, and Jelly Donut. Let's see how light of a hand I can have with this one. I want this to be fairly light. I don't want it to be super dark. So we'll see if I can get this to do what I want it to. But I need to take some color off of my brushes for sure. So I just spritz that rubbing alcohol on my rag to try and get some of that off. And I have my paper towel here so I can tap off some ink. So let's start with Lime Zest. I'm going to tap a bunch off so I can come in really, really soft. And I'm actually using a paper towel to do my tapping off today because I really wanted the ink to kind of soak into something. It's great to tap off on your glass mat, but I don't think I get as much off of my brush when I tap onto a glass mat versus onto a paper towel. So here I'm getting just that really nice light application. That worked out good. Let's try Cookie Monster. Again, I'm going to clean this one off. Deborah says she loves this stencil and uses it a lot. Yes, it is a great stencil. There's another one that's more of a square. This one's the oval. All right, got a lot of that ink off there, so I can come in with a Cookie Monster. Yeah, see, that would have been really harsh coming in. Let me think. Boy, that purple is going to be hard to mix. I didn't think that through very well. Purple and green don't quite mix. Still have a lot of ink on there. Just real soft. So let's get that blue. I missed what you said about tapping on a paper towel. Oh, what I was saying is that there are a lot of times that I'm tapping off my ink and it'll be on my glass surface to kind of, start with a lighter application of color because you can always add more color. You can't take it away once it's on your cardstock. And I wanted to start really light. And what I'm finding is that if I tap off on a paper towel first, which is absorbing the ink, it's kind of taking more off. Then I can come in and get that really, really light application and then just slowly build up the color versus tapping off on your glass mat, which it's not getting a ton of ink off. Now I could have started with a lighter shade of blue, but I really like the Cookie Monster, this teal shade, but I don't want it to be harsh. I didn't want harsh lines when I came in. So I hope that made a little more sense. You always do it on your glass board and you feel like the ink gets everywhere. You get that too. That too. Sorry, guys. So with that Cookie Monster, I went more into the green because I need to be able to get the purple in here without making mud. Where's my purple brush? All right, again, I'm going to clean this off. My comment stopped moving. There we go. Again, thank you guys all for popping in, catching my live. And if you're sticking with me and I'm past the hour, thank you for sticking with me. This shouldn't take too much longer. Okay, so this is the jelly donut, which I know is pretty intense, but I love the overlap with Cookie Monster. So let's get some of that purple in there. Now, sometimes when you're overlapping purple to blue or blue to purple, you could get a darker purple. So, or a darker a darker blue. So you just do want to be careful. Like this is kind of turning more blue than it is purple. Let's see if I can kind of fade that in a little bit. Not too bad. Maybe I'll add some purple over here. I'm glad you guys like the longer lives. I don't want to rush it. I'm not 100%, so I can't rush it. Slow and easy, like a turtle. Slap. Kind of dark on that side. Let's see how this is pulling together. Because I did not plan out this project at all. Okay, so I'm kind of dark down here. I might need to bring my teal up a little bit more, or my, yeah, maybe I'll do the teal a little bit up there. Where's my brush? Because I'm not really balanced as far as the color. Oop, that was really dark. And I kind of want to balance that out. I don't want it to be too light on one side and too dark on the other, then it just kind of looks funny. So I'm going to try and balance that out. That's a little better. I'm getting more of a blue there. And then we'll come in maybe a little bit more with the green. I'm glad you guys are liking that. It's like I said, this one was not planned. I kind of knew I wanted to use the Hummingbirds, but I did not, and I knew I wanted to use the stencil, but I did not plan out very well exactly how this was going to look. Okay, let's call that quits before I really overdo it. Okay, let's do a little reveal here. So I could always kind of go like that. You know, I think before I take my stencil off, I'm gonna splatter. Oh, what should we splatter with? Oh my God. What do we want to splatter with? Something sparkly. What is that? That's stamp cleaner. We don't want to splatter with that. Oh, that's true. I was just reading one of the comments. Let's see. What should we splatter with, people? I had some other sprays. I don't know where I put them. So let's try. What we got here? Oh, how about this? All right. I have some unicorn sparkle spray from Tailored Expressions. Let's try that. I'm going to shake it up real good. Okay, let's see. What's my comments going on? Hello from Iceland. Do you use the same brushes for all of your inks? Distress oxides? No, I do not. Distress oxides, I keep completely separate. That's a different formula. They're what is it? A dye and pigment based ink. So I keep separate brushes for the oxides for sure. The rest of the brushes, that's kind of depending on your stash and depending on what you're using them for. I have a lot of brushes because I like to try all the things. But ink blending is one of my passions. So I like to try all the things. Also, I do a lot of videos for other companies, and in their specific videos, I need to use their products. And I love them all. There's not one over the other I prefer. I love them all for different reasons. But I would say oxides keep separate from your inks, your regular inks. And I do like to have A lot of people will do a rainbow assortment of blending brushes. So like a red, a green, a blue, you know, a brush dedicated to that color family. I take it a step further and I do a pink and a red. I'll do light orange and a dark orange, but that's me because I do a lot of blending. So I hope that answers your question there. So let's do some splattering. Yeah, I have a lot of different shimmer sprays. And do you repaint the kitchen when you moved back down? No, oh, this is not coming out very well. Let me dump it on my map. One sec. Whoops, that's a lot. I'm just actually pouring it onto my glass surface. We repainted the kitchen maybe 3 years ago, I think is the memory that popped up on my Facebook recently. And that was just a white, just a light white color. So that was adding some sparkles using, what was that called again? That was the Unicorn Sparkle Metallic Mist from Tailored Expressions. There's lots of companies that have very similar products. There is that motorcycle guy again. And I will peel this off and show you guys so you can see it up close. And then I can come back to your questions here. Just making sure I don't rip that. Okay, so there, oh, there it is. That's that Unicorn Sparkle. So kind of a white iridescent in the background. All right, so I'm gonna clean up a little bit here before I put the card together. Still use the dome blending tools for your oxides. I do too, actually. I have the domed blending foams for oxides, but I do also have some blending brushes. So I do like to use both. I find with the blending brushes are nice for a nice like soft application of it, but I find that's really hard to do with a blending brush. Because the oxides are so thick, they really soak into the bristles of your brushes. Did I miss any questions while I was doing that? So getting there, I'm getting closer. Thank you guys. All right, so here, look at that. So there's that purple in the middle, and I think that kind of, it's almost like galaxy-ish. It's kind of neat. And then here's, yeah, no matter what I do, I'm going to have that dark, kind of like, And I can always answer more blending brush questions at the end too if you stick around, because that is one of my passions. So I always have a lot to talk about when it comes to blending brushes. Oh, there we go. I was going to add some flowers, die cuts, but I don't think I'm gonna. Well, let's take a look. I have a bunch of extra die cut here. Let's take a look. And then you guys can let me know what I should do. And if you do have a question you just definitely want me to see because you have to leave, make sure you capitalize the word question. I guess I forget to say that a lot. Capitalize the word question, and that'll catch my attention a little bit more. Okay, so we have some daffodils. We have some tulips. Oh, this is pretty. Pop a pink. Oh, you guys. I mean, look at that. We should totally do that, shouldn't we? We have This guy we could maybe tuck back there. My stomach is so ready to growl. I tried to snack before I went live, but it is on the verge. What does a dome blending brush look like? I will grab one. This is a domed blending brush. So it is just a domed foam piece that goes on top of these handles. They have some that are completely flat, but I do prefer the domes better than the flat ones. So these are foam. All right. Oh, bye, Mary. Thank you for stopping in. Oh, yes. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, guys. All right, you guys, I'm kind of liking just that pop of pink. That kind of gives the pink that we had talked about earlier. Should we just do the one set of flowers? I feel like I'm getting crowded if I'm adding more. What do you guys think? Just the pink? Just maybe pop it up? What if I did that? Add some little guys down here. I feel like I'm missing some greenery. That's what I feel like I'm missing. What if we did some surgery here? I just feel like he's kind of bare. What if I did that? Added some greenery back there? That might work. Give a stem. Nope, you're too big. Kind of like that. All right, what are you guys thinking here? Or we could just do, okay, so that's the pink. Okay. Or now that I just chopped off my leaf, my daffodil, maybe I can hide it. Or we could do the white with the daffodils. I didn't even do a sentiment yet. You like tulips pink only? I know my sentiment. That's usually the last thing. Just the pink. Okay, you guys are saying pinks. So let's pop that back in there. All right. The tulips you guys are saying, okay. Might actually just leave it like that. All right, so we're thinking just the tulips, huh? All right, yes, now, okay, I gotta think of a sentiment. So let's take a look. We have something simple as a thanks. I'll do something fairly quick since we're kind of going over here. I'm kind of thinking the thanks because I do have this coordinating sentiment for this. Or coordinating die. Sorry. Oh, and I could do that. Oh, you guys, what do you think of that? I think that is a winner. What do you guys think? I think that's our winner. Need 3 flowers. That flower didn't really work for me though. It's just facing the wrong way for me. Oh, maybe right here. Let's try that. kind of big. And then I could do that. What do you guys think of that? 3 flowers, 2 flowers. While that's working, I can stamp my sentiment. All right, so 3 flowers, 2 flowers. 2 tulips, 2 hummingbirds. Lisa, it's okay, you're late. Replay will be available later on. Yes, yes, 3, 4. 4 wasn't an option, you guys. 2, 3. I'm also trying to use what I already have done, so I don't have you guys stick around too much longer. I know everyone's got things to do. Sentiment is 3. That's where I was kind of thinking is the sentiment might play as my 3rd item, because I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking of like the rules of odd numbers, but I kind of agree where I think the sentiment might play as our kind of rule of odd numbers. So we'll get it stamped out and see where it goes, but I know where you're going with that. Let's grab a sentiment for that. Thank you, Kathy. And I did see somebody comment about the pink. They think white might stand out better. And I agree with that too. I think that would be great as well. Again, this is kind of one of those things. I don't think we can really go wrong. One is not going to be, oh, that's not the right one. Awful. Just kind of depends on the person, I think. So they'd both be great. Yep, that's what I was kind of thinking, Pam, too. We shall see. I like that you guys kind of have the input in creating. I appreciate that. Oh, my stomach is growling. I hope that didn't come through. All right, so let's pop that out and see what we're looking like. Oh, I do really like them. Okay. So let's start with, first I want to get this little guy added. I think he does add something to this. Thank you, Emily. Emily says, we appreciate you, Mindy. I appreciate that comment. You'd be amazed how just simple appreciation can go such a long way. Okay, so I added that. I think that adds a little bit to it. So let's start with the thanks. So my only, let's see. I don't have any other ones to cut out. I feel lopsided. That's the only problem I have here with this is I feel lopsided. There's that motorcycle again. So I kind of feel like there should be something there only because I feel like it's missing something. No sound but your voice. Oh, you're not hearing the motorcycle. That's good. No daffodil. Needs the 3rd tulip. Okay. Yeah, I felt like that bouquet just needed a little something there. All right. How are we feeling about that? While I die cut another thing here. What I should have did is added ink blending to my tulip, but I did not. That's okay. All right, so I think I'm gonna get cracking here, and I think this is what I'm gonna go with. So let's add this. I almost always add a die cut piece behind my sentiment because a lot of times I'm using a Hammermill cardstock or an 80-pound cardstock. I think Hammermill is 100-pound. And a lot of times I'll have either scrap left over or I just feel it needs a little extra boost behind it to make it just feel a little thicker. Not necessarily a chipboard type of feel, but I just need that stability. And I feel like I'm a broken record when I say it, but I love doing that. I can always pop it up with more dimension later, but I almost always add something back there. Now let's get this to a card base. I already have it pre-scored. And this is out of a 110-pound cardstock. And I like side folding. So let's go ahead and get this put together. I don't normally, or I shouldn't say normally, I never used to add my card panels to card fronts right away. I started to because when I start adding foam tape, it can start to kind of buckle my cardstock. So I've been making sure to get them added to card bases. Thank you guys. All right, and a little bit of an edge, but I think that's fine. All right, so let's get this tucked in. I think I'm going to add him right back there. So let's add some glue. Just came in, so we'll be going back to see the whole thing. Beautiful outcome. Thank you, Carolyn. Yes, and I appreciate you guys that have been sticking with me for the live. I know I'm well past my mark. I'm so sorry for that. I thought I'd at least be done by 11:30, but thank you for sticking with me. The replay is always available. And as I mentioned earlier, these are products from Pretty Pink Posh. I'm gonna add foam squares to that. So their May release is now available. One sec. And it is linked down in the video description. I have to have foam squares here. I will update the supply list after the live with the exact products I used. I do have some of them, like the Hummingbirds and this set that the flowers came from. Those are all linked, but as far as colors, I will update that after the live is done. And I will create a blog post with finished pictures that I will put down the video description too afterwards. So let's get some little bit of dimension in here. Okay. And again, I appreciate my moderators in the comments helping answer questions and providing links. The links down below are affiliate links, so I do earn a small percentage through the sales that you, or through the orders that you might place. So I appreciate that. Okay, there. I'm going to pop this one down just a little bit. There we go. And I did mention this while I'm kind of putting my foam squares here because I'm gonna pretty much pop everything up. The best way to find out when I'm going live, since I do not keep a regular schedule, just due to family reasons and workload and stuff, I do have a link in the video description to my newsletter. So that newsletter, I try not to overdo it, but that newsletter, I do send out either the night before or the morning of when I'm going live. So that's going to be the best way. I also share it on the YouTube community tab when I'm going live. And also I try to do it on my Facebook page. But I just do not trust, I don't trust Instagram algorithm. I don't trust Facebook algorithm. Even hard to try YouTube algorithm. So really the best way is to subscribe to my newsletter. And if you want to know exactly what's happening on my blog at all times, you can subscribe to my blog. Sometimes there can be one post, two posts a day. Some days are busier than others. But there is a way to subscribe to my blog as well. Oh, thank you, Emily. She says, Mindy's newsletters are great. I love seeing it come in my inbox. I appreciate that. I actually will go through, um, the subscribers, and if they haven't opened an email from me in 3 months, I take them off the list. I'm like, if you don't want the newsletter, that's totally fine. Or if you get sick of me, I totally understand. But I do go in and clean it up after a while. So if it's afterwards, you just don't click on it or don't read it, I just go in afterwards and I clean up the email. Figure there's no point in me sending out that many emails if people aren't looking at it. All right, so there's my hummingbirds. So the flowers I popped up for dimension. The sentiment I just added directly. Oh my gosh. You guys, if you added like a spinner, oh my gosh, how fun would that be? This is just spinning because I have foam squares on it. But a spinner or a shaker, how cute would that be? Somebody's got to do that. Get like a wobbler or what's the other thing? I don't know. But somebody's got to do that. That is super cute. Somebody's got to do that. Okay. Now we can go ahead and pop it down, although I was having a lot of fun spinning him. So you guys have to try that. I am actually kind of surprised that these colors worked out so well together. Sometimes I'm not super happy with my results during a live because I'm not very good at planning things out, but boy, this came together really well. And these hummingbirds are so cute. Oh, did they mention it earlier? I missed that. I would have grabbed one if I knew where my wobblers were, but I don't know where they are. I have some serious cleaning to do. Let's do that. I know, spinners, that would be so fun. Oh, that was a total missed opportunity for me. All right, and I don't know, gems, you guys? I mean, we're already at 11:35. We're in an hour and a half. Should I do sparkles? Should we do sparkles? Let me know. I have sparkles. If you have comments, or I should say questions, drop it down below because we are getting ready to finish up and I can answer any questions. This is gorgeous. How would you make it spin versus a wobbler? So I think I've seen it done. I don't think I've ever tried it myself, but I think you can die cut a small circle in your card front, like before you put it on a card base. And I think I've seen some people, like there's little circle foam squares that you could put, you die cut your circle on the cardstock. You could get a little circle foam piece. I don't know. There's ways to do it. There's ways to do it. Oh, here we go. Amrita's got it. Die cut a small circle in the base and use a spin disc or even a penny. There you go. It's been a long time since I used or did a spinner. So until I'd actually create it. So that's a great one, Amrita. Thank you. Can I show the shimmer spray? Yes. The shimmer spray is the Metallic Mist Unicorn Sparkle from Tailored Expressions. And here is the close-up for it. It's perfect. Hope I can capture that in the pictures. You can see the shininess of the glossy black cardstock that I used. Yeah, I think there's spinner dies too. Specialty spinner dies you can do. Okay, you guys said sparkles. So if you're still hanging in there with me, I'll grab some sparkles. What do I have? One sec. Okay, so I have these blue ones from Pretty Pink Posh, or I'm pretty sure she has some, but this is what's out here right now. But I have some blue ones here. What do you guys think? Thank you guys for sticking with me. I know this is just way past my time. We could do, can't really tell it's blue, but I think it's really pretty. Just add, my belly. My belly is saying we need a granola bar. And up here maybe, blue, hummingbirds. TE has On the Right Track dies. And you know what's funny is I think I have them and I had never used them before. So let's maybe pop that. I'm just going to kind of place them randomly, I think. I'm not going to pay too much attention. I say that as I mess with it. Here's one. Where's a little guy? She has, Pretty Pink Posh has a whole bunch of these kind in various colors. They're so pretty. These kind of embellishments are my favorite. It's like a confetti type of mix. I'm just really bad at placement. Maybe something like that. You guys, this could take me for hours. What if I keep them off the top? What if I just keep it down here? What if I do that? I think I'm going to do that. Stop overthinking and just do it, right? So let's add my dot of glue. Dot of glue. Come on. My sequence is flipped. Sure is. Try that. Pop this one in. And that one in. All right. Okay, guys, I should just call it quits. Just got to learn when to walk away, right? Because I could really go on for hours with this. I just got to move things so I can get to my computer. And these were the Aqua Shimmer from Pretty Pink Posh. Like I said, she's got a whole bunch of these in different colors. So pretty. She's kind of like, I don't know. I consider Pretty Pink Posh like the go-to when it comes to sequence mixes because she's got everything over there. So let me take a look at your comments. If you guys have any questions, go ahead, drop them now and I can answer them. But here is that closer look. Oh, I'm really happy with it. I can give this to one of the teachers since we're getting towards the end of the year. And there's that shimmer from the mist. Like I said, I think it would have really been nice to add some ink blending to the die cut flowers, but those were done ahead of time. All right. And this was my original. So this is using the stitched hummingbirds that was just released this morning from Pretty Pink Posh. I do have that linked down below in the video description. All right, what do we have for comments here? Trish says she tends to overthink her projects and ends up getting overwhelmed and walking away. Yes, I do too. Hey, you missed it too much, Nancy. No, that's okay. Totally catch the replay. It'll, like I said, it might take a little bit to process, but
I will update the cover and everything once um, YouTube finishes processing. Somebody must have asked about the colors for my hummingbirds. I used Cookie Monster, Lime Zest, and Jelly Donut for both the background and also on the hummingbirds. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Kristen. You said, what ink colors would you recommend? You have spearmint, sour gummy, saltwater taffy, gumdrop, poppy seed, and pea pod. Yes, I think somebody said a rainbow of colors. I agree. Starting with a rainbow is a great start. Here, I have an ink swatch book. So if you are, this is for Kristen Watson, if she's still hanging around. Taylor right in the front, actually. So I have a swatch book. So I guess I would say if you're looking for a pink, one of my favorites is pink champagne. Strawberry milkshake is another great kind of go-to pink. And you can always go back and pause and stop, if you're looking for suggestions. A good red is cherry pop. Cherry pop's a really nice red. Yellow. Pineapple has always been a good go-to of mine, but also sweet corn is a nice, can't say it, is a nice yellow. Green. I used lime zest. Granny Smith is another go-to for me. Or if you're looking, well, you said you have pea pod. Blue. I definitely recommend confetti cake and Cookie Monster. Cotton candy is a very vibrant blue. It's like a blue. Um, what else do we have? Gumball is a pretty nice color too, and so is blue cheese, more on the kind of muted side. And then for purples, I used a bit of lavender glaze today, but for more of that kick, I have jelly donut. Uh, Plum punch and passion fruit have more, I want to say it's more red pink in there. But jelly donut's definitely a great one. And I do highly recommend getting oat milk. If you're looking at Tailored Expressions ink pads, oat milk is a great light gray ink. And I use that color and the gray or the oat milk cardstock quite a bit. So if you were looking for any color suggestions, I hope that helps you out. How did I make the swatch book? That I believe I have a video on my YouTube channel. I should just make sure I permanently link that somewhere because I get asked that. Oh, yes, there we go. Amrita found it for me. So Amrita linked that in the comments. Um, my swatching video, that'll show you the supplies that I use and how I do my swatch book. I reference it a lot. A lot. What was the brand of ink? Nancy asked. That was Tailored Expressions. Hey, any other questions I can help you guys out with? Again, thank you to Amrita and Beth for helping me today moderate and keep track of the supplies that I use. I should bring my cards back in. I appreciate that so much. And thank you guys for sticking with me. That went way longer than I really had anticipated. Um, and I appreciate you when you stop in, you leave the comments, even on replay, leaving the comments. I appreciate that a lot. So, all right, guys, let me pop over here. Now my screens are just all over the place. So let me get situated here. Yay, there I am. And there is the finished card project. So again, I will get that list updated after the live. Just give me a little bit of time. And thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. I was just checking the comments one more time. So thank you guys. Hopefully I will see you again very soon. Bye.